Hello everyone and a very good morning to you. This is Rachel live from 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞 Studios and you're watching The Opening Bell. In this show we take a look at how the Australian share market is doing along with the global and domestic drivers triggering market momentum. The Australian share market opened higher on Thursday, taking cues from Wall Street to bounce back as investors shifted their focus to corporate earnings season. Market fears over the Delta coronavirus variant and inflation took a back seat. The upbeat earnings from firms like beverage company Coca-Cola, telecommunications company Verizon Communications, and American fast food chain Chipotle Mexican Grill triggered gains on Wall Street. Analysts believe that Monday's growth scare, which led to the markets falling sharply, was an overreaction. The economy looks to be on a recovery path. Investors kept a close watch on developments surrounding US President Joe Biden's infrastructure bill, which was hit with Republican opposition. The bill was set for a vote for opening a formal Senate debate on the draft proposal on Wednesday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.8%, the Nasdaq advanced 0.9%, and the S&P 500 surged 0.8%. In the currency space, the US dollar retreated from more than a 3-month high. The bond yields continue to rebound for the second day in a row. The yield on 10-year US Treasury notes was up 8.8 basis points to 1.3%. Meanwhile, over in the cryptocurrency space, Bitcoin recovered from a 1-month low and broke back amongst $30,000 on Wednesday. Bitcoin gained momentum after CEO and chief engineer of SpaceX Elon Musk, also co-founder and CEO of Twitter Jack Dorsey, and CEO of investment management firm ARK Invest Cathie Wood held an online conference to promote the digital coins. Now let us look at the market open at their trade closer to home. Miners were leading the gainers on the board. The top performing stocks in this index were mineral sands company Iluka Resources and Orocobre, the world's largest and lowest cost lithium chemicals producer. Shares in rare earths mining company Lynas and lithium miner Pilbara Minerals also advanced. Engineering group CIMIC shares soared after a trading update yesterday. And on the other side of the board, shares in IT players Altium and PointsBet slipped. Meanwhile, shares in gold players Perseus Mining, Newcrest Mining and Westgold Resources also slid on the board. Moving on to our next segment now, let us glance through the ASX sectoral charter. Australian energy players Beach Energy, Santos, Origin Energy and Oil Search all traded in the green zone amid an oil price uptick. Crude oil prices surged over 4% on Wednesday, aided by improved global risk appetite. This recovery happened despite data showing an unexpected rise in the US oil inventories. Brent crude futures advanced 4%, while US West Texas Intermediate crude futures rose 4.6%. On that note, it'll be interesting to evaluate whether suppliers face the strain to keep up with world demand, or the market will witness excess oil supply following OPEC's decision. It's yet to be seen how the end of 2022 may give a different direction to the oil price movement, as OPEC intends to completely end production cuts by September next year. Now let us move on to the miners space. Heavyweight miners at BHP, Rio Tinto and the Fortescue Metals Group are seeing their shares trading higher despite a downtick in the iron ore prices. BHP extended its gains from yesterday after its update that it was considering selling its large oil and gas business. That's to accelerate a move away from fossil fuels. BHP's also signed an agreement to supply electric vehicle maker Tesla with nickel from its Nickel West asset in Western Australia. Now taking a look at commodity prices, the most traded iron ore futures on the Dalian Commodity Exchange for September delivery fell 4%. And over in the yellow metal space, Newcrest Mining, Evolution Mining, Ramelius Resources and Gold Road Resources all saw their shares edging lower. That's amid the gold price softness. With investors focused against shifting to equities and bonds, the gold prices fell for a second straight session to their lowest level in more than a week in overnight trade. Moving on to the technology space now, IT shares trading in the mix zone during the early morning trades, although the tech-heavy Nasdaq closed higher overnight. Now it's time for a short break, but stay tuned. I'll be back with more updates for the Australian share market.
Hi, this is Andy Liu broadcasting from 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞 Media Studio in Australia, and I'll be hosting the new 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞 Wellness Show. The half-hour show will cover topics from how wellness as a concept has become even more significant during COVID, to how becoming vegan may improve your health, and much more. We are excited to showcase our live streaming show to our audience of millions overseas and in Australia. Tune in to 𝐊𝐴𝐚 TV and join me.
And welcome back. This is Rachel, your host, live from 𝐊𝐴𝐚 Studios, and you're watching The Opening Bell, where we're looking at the morning ASX 200 charter. To begin with, buy now pay later giant Zipco saw their shares dip despite doubling their quarterly revenue and transaction volumes. The total transaction volume also shot up by 116%. Notably, its US business now generates more than half of the total revenue. Leading network as a service provider, Megaport shares rose on trimming their June quarter losses. The company narrowed its losses in June 2021 quarter, clocking 16% higher sales. There was a marginal rise of 2% in the average revenue per port as well. Next up, oil and gas explorer Santos. Their shares soared after delivering record quarterly results. The company clocked quarterly sales of $1 billion in the June 2021 quarter, totaling a record sale for the first half of financial year 2021. It believes that its low-cost model keeps businesses on track to achieve a free cash flow break-even oil price of $25 a barrel. Moving on to the next newsmaker under the spotlight now, gold producer Northern Star Resources. Their shares traded in the green zone on achieving full-year gold sales guidance. During the last quarter of financial year 2021, the company sold 444,000 ounces of gold. Its gold sales for the full year is in line with the guidance the company provided. The company has also appointed a new managing director, Stuart Tonkin. Next on the list is gold miner Evolution Mining. The company has entered into an agreement to acquire assets of Northern Star Resources. The acquisition will be fully funded by an institutional placement accompanied by a share purchase plan. Another gold miner, Newcrest Mining, grabbed headlines on reporting quarterly production numbers. The company reported copper production of 38,000 tonnes and gold production of 542,000 tonnes. It has set a goal of net zero carbon emissions to be achieved by 2050. And that's all from me for now. While the market is buzzing with business updates and sectoral movements, we'll be bringing you more stock updates in our upcoming shows during the day. Stay tuned to 𝐊𝐴𝐚 TV for more live developments across the economy, markets and sectors. I'm Rachel, signing off for now.